Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick and welcome to my channel. So yesterday I did a very quick live thing because I knew I wasn't going to get anything out because I was in Dublin all day. There's some personal stuff going on at the moment, so I'll be backwards and forwards and stuff. So if I don't manage to get stuff online over the next week or two, it's because of that. But I will try. Alright folks, so when I was live I was talking about how I was shooting over the custom house, and I had just been along the docklands, shooting along the docklands, and I was talking about how I was deliberately underexposing a shot. So here's one of the shots I was taking. Here's a process version of it later on, just to give you an idea of basic processing, and here's kind of a more exaggerated kind of view of it later, just kind of doing something a bit mad, which is a very pixelated looking there actually for some reason. Make it zoom in for a second. Oh no, there we go. So that's a bit better. Right, so let's jump out to this one here, for example. Now, so I went and I did the underexposure for two reasons, okay? One is I'm shooting a raw file, so I know I've got leeway for editing. And, well, we could say three reasons, but the main reason I did is because there's loads of lights around here. I didn't want a situation whereby the light would completely overexpose and that I would lose highlight detail. Now, even though if we look at the histogram here, we can see that there's a bit of leeway to go. I didn't want this completely clipped, and I have managed to not clip stuff. So that means that I have detail. Now, with Fuji, it's ISO less, so it'll be the same as using a higher ISO, but I just have the benefit of being able to do it a little bit more precisely in post than I do on the camera. The other reason, as well as not wanting to blow out the highlights, is that I also didn't want camera shake because I'm actually shooting this handheld, because I didn't have a tripod with me. Now, the widest lens I had with me was a 23mm, which is what I'm using to record this with, and so this was as wide a scene as I could get. Now, I didn't want to do a pivot and do a pano either, so I just went for what I could get from it, just kind of as a record shot. So although this is not actually a Lightroom video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I do afterwards. So you can understand the concept there. So literally I was hand holding up in the air, so I didn't want camera shake in it. And I probably have camera shake in one or two of them. This one looks really, really sharp though, so that's fine. As you can see here, zoomed in. So what I would do then is I would literally bring up my exposure. And again, I'm just watching what's going on here to make sure that I'm not clipping, and we can see there's plenty of room for that. We're having a look inside the actual shadows themselves. The shadows themselves don't appear to be getting too noisy, because I was at actually ISO 200, wasn't it? Yes, 200. And so that is just me bringing it up. So that's just a little bit over a stop. And that meant I was able to shoot it at 1/60th of a second instead of 1/30th of a second. And that's 23mm, that's 35mm equivalent, and you don't really want to be going over 1/35th of a second. It means that I get this extra stop, so I'm able to get the shot, able to keep this stuff from blowing out, and still be able to bring it back in post afterwards. So you can see here, to bring it up to where I want it to be, it's slightly more than a stop, and so that would be, you know, between two ISO settings. So it has the benefit of just allowing me to do that. Now, obviously, if I was going in with this because of handheld, that I need to go in and I'd probably do an auto transform to see how that looks first of all. That looks okay, and so I would go from there with the shot from there for the rest of the processing. And if you're wondering how I process it, I'd probably pull down the highlights, open up the shadows a bit more, dehaze, a bit of clarity, and when I add dehaze, it darkens the image, so I'll probably bring that up a little bit more. And then if I want to go for a gritty look, I'd probably do some vibrance and maybe like way more clarity for that. If you wanted to get even more clarity than that, the trick would be to go in to the brush tool. Let me just double click on effect to completely reset it. I'm literally going to drag, sorry, I want to do it on the gradient tool, not the, so I literally drag one down the bottom here and hold the shift key. So by doing that, the whole thing is affecting everything above it, so the whole image will be affected by this. And then I can just pull the clarity up as well. So that'll give me way more clarity. So give you a really dirty, nasty shot. Because I've done that, I'd probably open up the shadows as well, so that way we're not losing all that shadow detail while we're at it. So if I do a little backspace, so we can go for our before and our after. So folks, that is why I sometimes will underexpose a shot deliberately. I'm not doing it by accident. I know that I'm intentionally going to be boosting it afterwards, and that I get the benefit of not getting motion blur and also saving some highlights as well. Folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. And of course, like and share the video. Obviously, I'm trying to get this channel built up, so please do pass it among your friends and stuff like that. Thanks for watching.